Welcome everybody to the maiden edition of the Future Show series brought to you by Cornerstone Insurance PLC. Winner AIO African Insurance Company of the Year 2024. In this series, we're going to be looking at the world of insurance, protection, and financial planning. I'm your host, Cordelia Kocha, and we're talking about a subject matter that's very important to everyone in families. It's about children's education. So we're going to be looking at safeguarding your children's education. Statistics have shown from UNICEF that 10.5 million children are out of school. That's horrendous. So this subject matter is important to most families in Nigeria. We have two esteemed guests with us today. First, we have Mrs. Titi Lewis, who is an experienced childcare expert and the owner of Babyville Childcare Center. Welcome, Mrs. Lewis.
Thank you for having me.
And on the other hand, we have with us Melumi Akindumisiri, who is a regional manager at Cornerstone Insurance PLC. Welcome, Melumi.
My pleasure to be here.
Okay, so let's start with Mrs. Lewis. As a childcare expert, what are some of the financial challenges you've seen families face when it comes to providing stable education for their children?
Like with all of us, we plan financially, but things happen, our plans fall through. So sometimes you have, like most times, fees are supposed to be paid upfront. So you have parents who can meet up. So they want to pay later or pay in installments. So those are some of the challenges, which I think it's a normal thing for everyone.
So Belumi, can you explain what the Child Education Fund does and how it can alleviate some of these financial burdens?
Okay, thank you. Thank you again for having me here. CHEF simply means Children Education Endowment Fund. It's a savings plan that is designed by Cornerstone to give financial, to lessen the burden of financial problem on parents. And it is spread for a period of time, minimum of 5 years period. So it's designed in such a way that you contribute certain amount of money for a minimum period of 5 years. So how it works is that the contribution at the end of the year with an interest will be given to you. So in other words, it's a way to get a lump sum of money that will help you to cater for, the education of the children. The beauty of it is that if there's an event of death when the policy is still running, the total amount of money that you are supposed to contribute will be given to you, irrespective of the time you have spent. For instance, if you have a policy for 5 years and at the beginning, maybe like 1 year, death occurs, then the amount of money you are supposed to contribute for the period of 5 years will be taken together with an interest and given to that children to further his education. We can also use it, to buy annuity. Annuity in the terms that when the policy matures, you can decide that, this particular money, I want to use it for annuity. And you can also use to get loan in the bank. So you can use it as a collateral security to get loans in the bank. So in other words, it's a policy that is very good. Like we said, the children are the future of the future generation. So by having CHEF in place, then you are securing the future of our children.
Thank you for that. That sounds like a crucial safety net. Mrs. Lewis, from your perspective, how can having education insurance impact a student's academic performance and overall well-being?
Paying fees will ensure stability for the child, which means the child will keep going to school. So it's quite important. And the truth is, even though it may not be a deliberate thing, children tend to know when their fees are outstanding because the schools just have a way of letting everybody know to put pressure on the parents. So it gives stability when fees are paid as and when due.
And basically makes the children more confident.
Oh yes, yeah. Very much so.
All right then, that makes a lot of sense. Now, Belumi, what should parents look for when choosing an education insurance policy? So what are the benefits? What should people be looking out for when they're choosing a policy?
Okay, thank you. I think first and foremost, we parents should look at the financial institution that they want to invest their money in. They need to know the history, the pedigree, and the claims settlement history of that financial institution. They need to know how solvent that institution is, because we have a lot of institution, insurance companies that when there is time for claim, then you start looking for them. So you need to look at how strong the company is, then what is the pedigree of that company. Then again, you also need to look at the products and its offering. What exactly are the features of this product? For instance, in Chef, I've mentioned some of those benefits that you get accruals of benefit of interest, and if there's debt, you also get what you have not even contributed will be given to you. So you need to look at the product offerings. What are the features and what are the benefits of those things? So all these things will enable parents to determine where and which where to invest their money. So basically, the history and the pedigree, that the solvency margin of that company are what we are supposed to look at as parents.
Thank you for that. Mrs. Lewis, in your interaction with parents, do you think there's enough awareness on education policies for people out there? Do you think parents know about these policies? Because some people can be going through a lot of, struggle. Like now, people are looking for school fees in August to pay. But do you think they're aware of what's out there to help them, assist them? Do you think parents know about it?
I don't think there's enough awareness out there. We still have very few people who buy insurance. But I've also noticed over the years that a lot of schools have included that in their fees. So the schools are helping, but I'm not sure the parents themselves appreciate the value of insurance.
That's wonderful. So let's hear from Milumi as well. Do you think they're aware? And I would like examples. Do you think people are aware? Like you go out to various places, various schools to talk to them about the insurance. You go to PTAs. What do you think are the parents, from their stand of view, do you think they're aware of how beneficial Chef could be to them?
Like Mrs. Lewis rightly said, the awareness is not really there, because if you look at the level of penetration of insurance in Nigeria generally is very, very low. So because I believe it's the function of the economy itself, because the economy where people are still looking for maybe 3 square meters to buy, so the insurance is the least option for them. So I think what we need to do is to take that gospel to their doorstep. Like she said, I think we need to go to schools to let them know the importance of this. The awareness is not there. But as parents, as experts on that field, I think there's need for us to let them know, and to also get the government involved in it, maybe by partnering with so local governments, state governments, where they can make insurance compulsory. And even in the school curriculum, I remember there was a time where insurance was there, but these days I don't think it's functioning. So there's need for us to reawake that spirit, that awareness, and a kind of campaign to let people know that insurance is really works, because to some of them insurance is like a legalized 419. That's what they say. So, but you let them know that it has it has its own importance. I remember there was a particular case of 2 children that lost their both parents in an accident in one of the schools that we sold Chef to. I would not like to mention the name of that schools, but because of the chef, because the parents actually make chef in place for them, they were able to complete their education. So, and in that school, they have taken it as a kind of priority. They don't joke with insurance. So I think we need to use this kind of example as a campaign to other schools, so that they can also imbibe the culture of buying insurance.
Thank you for that. Mrs. Lewis, do you have any real life examples where education insurance has made a significant difference in a family's life?
Yes, I would say personally, interestingly enough, I've bought insurance, this Chef, for quite a while. Like my first daughter is 22 now. And I remember when she was born, I actually bought insurance for her. And it worked out to be a savings, because when she turned 21, I gave her all the money that I was able to put away. And even though some people may say, oh, there's inflation and the money may not have value. But the truth of the matter is, the money that I still was able to give to her is still worth quite a bit. I mean, that's her first investment sum, to be, so to speak. So I think it's actually a good thing. Yes, there's a life insurance aspect to it, where if there's a loss of life, you get the money. But there's also the savings bit, which I also think it's important, and it makes it easier, for parents. You're not giving a large sum of money to something, so you can build it over time. And when you say maybe people they don't have enough to eat, and so they may not think of insurance, it's not necessarily so, because the people I work with, they're not, you can call them rich people, they are regular people. And they've actually inculcated that, insurance. So they just put whatever amount of money they can, because it's savings with an extra benefit.
Thank you for that. That's very important. So, Willoughby, for those viewers that plan or are looking into buying Chef, and they want to know how to purchase it, can you share with us how they can go about doing that?
We have our offices across the country. We have various branches, Lagos, Ibadan, Uyo, all over the country. But you can also visit our website, www.cornerstone.com.ng. Then when you get to that place, you see the varieties of our products, and you can see Chef there. So I think there are some numbers that will be displayed on the screen and the website. So you can go there. And if you want to be physical, you can also check our address. You get to our office and you meet some of our representatives. We will be glad to help you.
Thank you for that. So before we wrap up, do either of you have any final thoughts or advice for listeners on the Chef insurance?
Well, I will encourage people to buy the insurance. Like I said earlier, it's savings, and it's an easy way to save. The consistency helps, so you actually develop a discipline. And that's a valuable thing to have in your pocket. And also, aside the savings, the benefit of having life insurance. So if anything happens, accident, loss of life, the money is still paid out. You get full value for it. So yes, I recommend insurance, and I recommend Cornerstone. They've been around for quite a long time, and I've used them over the years, and I've not had any trouble at all.
This is the time for you to make hay when the sun shines. Make hay when the sun shines. And like we have said, Kodila said, the children are our future, and there's no amount of investment that is too big for the children. So I think the time is now for you to start saving for the future, because nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. Death can occur anytime. So, and there is need for us to save for their future. So I will encourage all the listeners and parents to quickly key into this investment plan, so that they can safeguard the life of our children. Ms. Louise mentioned of the issue of discipline. Discipline is very important. As a pastor, Proverbs 12:1 says that whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. And you could say that discipline does not come easy. It comes with pains. So all those monies that we used to buy some foodstuff that you don't need, please, let's save them. Let's be mindful of our spending. There's some money that you need to save. No, it may look somehow painful, but you need to save it. I know that by the time you get to see what you have contributed, you also will be glad. So I encourage our listeners to please quickly key into that savings plan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you both for your time and expertise. And we've reached the end of our maiden edition. I would say that listening to both of them, it's important, because the children are the future generation. So we should at least look at how we can improve our children's life. As you said, put some money aside for your children. The policy starts at 5,000 naira a month. So I think that in order to improve or help our children, we can at least manage to do that. Also remember, with Cornerstone, your future is assured. My name is Cordelia Ekocha, your host.